A local teen is dead after being stabbed while working. Now the state is trying to keep the man police say is responsible in jail until his trial.
Plus, local library workers picketing outside a board meeting while union members are now demanding changes to their previous contracts.
And a professional football team partners with a local park district. One former player says their camps are all about making kids feel seen.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm David Greenberg. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5. We're learning more after a weekend attack inside a Rockford Walmart. An employee there at the store was stabbed and later died.
He was a Rockford high school student, just 18 years old. A 28-year-old was arrested. Drea Baroni was in court as he made his first appearance this afternoon. Drea?
Mimi, David Timothy Carter is charged with first-degree murder of Jason Jenkins. Today in court, the state filed a petition to deny pretrial release. That would keep him in jail without bond until his trial. The courtroom was filled with his friends and family, Jenkins' friends and family, and they were visually distraught and angry. The Auburn High School student was stabbed in the back while working at Walmart last night. According to the criminal complaint, Carter was walking through the store with 2 knives, a kitchen knife and a hunting knife. Police say video then shows him walking up to the 18-year-old with the knives and stabbing him in the back once while saying a racial slur. The coroner's report shows Jenkins died of that stab wound. Carter will be back in court on Wednesday. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Drea. Meanwhile, Walmart says they're devastated to learn about the violent attack, and they offer their heartfelt condolences to his family and will continue to provide associates with support they need. They go on to say actions like this are inexcusable and will continue helping law enforcement in every possible way throughout their investigation.
A man is convicted of killing an Ogle County woman and her unborn child. A jury finding Matthew Plody guilty of several charges, including first-degree murder and intentional homicide of an unborn child. Plody now faces life in prison. In court, prosecutors arguing Plody strangled Melissa Lamish, setting her house on fire just days away from her giving birth. Plody's arrest coming then more than a year after the murder.
We're just a day away from an expected decision by the Supreme Court on access to a widely used abortion drug. The case involves the drug mifepristone. It's a drug that first was approved in 2000 and is used by millions of women worldwide. Pro-life advocates are seeking to limit access to the abortion pill. They claim it's unsafe, citing several studies. Abortion supporters say lifting restrictions could set a precedent on how drugs are approved and affect the abortion drug's availability. The plaintiffs are a group of medical associations and 4 doctors. All are opposing abortion on religious and moral grounds.
The court's mifepristone case has the potential, obviously, to upend how drug approvals function if you can challenge drug approvals years or even decades after the fact by asking judges to sort of second guess the evidence that regulators have meticulously reviewed. That sets a pretty important precedent. From the standpoint of access to mifepristone, the case could be a big deal because if the court even sides with the Fifth Circuit, essentially saying that the FDA didn't have the authority to lift restrictions on access to the drug in 2016 and 2021, that would render pretty much all the doses of mifepristone on the market potentially misbranded and mislabeled.
Mifepristone is taken with another drug to perform medication abortions. This method accounts for more than 60% of abortions nationwide.
All new data from the CDC now shows the younger generation is facing more challenges when it comes to their mental well-being.
Decreased social awareness and abilities. The education isn't quite as good, so they have some deficits there. And some of them haven't had necessarily the consequences.
Well, doctors say all of these factors can cause mental health challenges. Some examples include anger, depression, anxiety, and frustration. That does not mean there isn't hope. Experts do recommend having kids and teens scroll a bit less and enjoy other activities a bit more.
A new medical treatment fights cancer with the body's own immune cells. The FDA has approved tumor-infiltrating lymphocyte, or TIL therapy, for treating the most dangerous types of skin cancer. The procedure works by extracting T cells from the patient. Those are grown into billions of cancer-blasting immune cells in a lab, then infused back into the patient. Now, researchers at the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center want to expand the benefits of TIL therapy to other aggressive cancers. In a clinical trial, it's shown promise in advanced lung cancers.
I had multiple nodules in my lower lobe. All they can say is that we don't see any signs of cancer in the scans.
Researchers are currently conducting other clinical trials to treat gastrointestinal cancers as well as sarcoma using TIL therapy.
Well, State Line Medical Center is now closing for some improvements. Construction beginning today on OSF's primary care location on South Bell School Road in Cherry Valley. The center will be temporarily closed. Staff will still serve patients, but appointments will be at OSF's Rock Cut Crossing Center. Construction is expected to be complete by August.
Local workers rally for better working conditions. Rockford Public Library employees are picketing outside of a Board of Trustees meeting. Union members are demanding an improvement in workplace safety conditions. Workers say RPL has spent more than $7 million on renovations, but has yet to settle a contract with staff. The previous union agreement expired at the end of last year.
A professional football team coming to town to support some local teens. Chicago Bears holding their Mini Monsters camp today. Local police officers volunteering their time to be a part of the event as well. Activity gives children and teens on spring break the chance to join a recreational sports league. An additional camp was held for kids with disabilities to get in on the fun as well. One former Bears player saying it's all about creating a positive impact with the community.
We want to make sure that they feel our love and our support as an organization. We believe in the young people in this community, and of course every community has their challenges. We get that, and so we want to be a part of what's right in community and let them know that there are people that don't necessarily live with them every day, that care about them, that see them and want them to be their very best.
Definitely a great organization that gets kids up and active. Bears will be back in town in May for their Rockford football training camp.
The State Line Police Department's looking to upgrade its equipment. Belvedere Police are asking for City Council's approval to purchase a canine bite suit. In 2023, Canine Solo cracked his tooth on one of the department's current suits during training, and the dog needed treatment. This new suit is thinner and would reduce the risk of harm to Solo while practicing. Perryville Pet Hospital is offering to donate $3,000 to the department. $1,800 of that would go towards the bite suit. The rest of the money could go toward dog food.
Well, violence towards healthcare workers is now increasing across the country.
Up next, industry leaders are at the Capitol pushing for better safety standards. And coming up at 6, the local museum has parents covered over spring break. The fun to be had at the Discovery Center this week.
We have got some heavy rainfall moving in. Find out how long that'll stick around and what that'll do to our temperatures throughout the day tomorrow. Coming up in the first warn forecast a little later.
We certainly know it's dangerous to work in a hospital, not just because of those germs and viruses.
Washington correspondent Basil John reports healthcare leaders are calling on Congress to pass laws to discourage and punish those who lash out with violence against hospital staff.
Hospital workers across the country are increasingly the victims of violence.
Verbally assaulted, we've been hit, slapped, kicked, punched, having our own equipment thrown at us.
Emergency Nurses Association President Chris Dellinger and other healthcare leaders came to Capitol Hill and spoke about the difficulties healthcare workers are facing.
We no longer are just a place of healing because now we have to worry about our own safety and our other patients' safety as well.
A 2018 report from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics said healthcare workers were 6 times more likely to be attacked in the workplace than other private sector workers.
Since the pandemic, we've actually seen an increase in violence.
Katie Boston Leary with the American Nurses Association says these cases frequently go unreported. She is calling on Congress to pass 2 bills to address the issue.
We're pulling the alarm right now that this is something we have to contend with right now.
One bill would make violence against healthcare workers a federal offense. The other creates a federal standard for hospital safety and offers protection for employees who report incidents.
Even if we move the dial 20% from where we are today, it would be huge, right? We're not looking for a 100% solution right away because we know that this is a multi-layered, complex issue.
Healthcare experts fear if nothing is done, the uptick in violence will cause more nurses to leave the profession. Reporting in Washington, I'm Basil John.
Well, rain is set to stick with us throughout the night.
After the break, Candace telling us when we could see our skies clear out.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, it's been a little bit of a slow start to some of the heavier rain showers, but those are now beginning to work in as we've got a steady plume of moisture working in from parts of East Texas all the way into southern Wisconsin. This is tied into a pretty expansive area of low pressure, a strong storm system, in fact, bringing winter weather up to the north. Area of low pressure now moving across parts of northwest Missouri into southwest Iowa. You've got a few isolated showers, even a couple of thunderstorms there, and that's where we see the threat for maybe a strong storm or two southwest portions of Iowa. For us, it's just heavy rainfall, and that heavy rain is something that'll stick with us. In fact, we're starting to see a few areas of some heavier rain showers moving in from Byron to Forreston and then up through Pecatonica and Winnebago. May hear a rumble of thunder, but it's just heavy downpours that we can expect here as we go throughout the rest of this evening. With that, visibility also falling back, so underneath some of those heavier bands of rain, look for reduced visibility. Rainfall totals so far have been around 1/4 of an inch for some of us, a little higher there to the southeast, but we are going to add on to that over the next several hours. In fact, rainfall totals through tomorrow could push as high as 1 inch to maybe even 1.5 inches as that heavy rainfall moves in. We're also going to get a period of some gustier winds, especially after midnight tonight and into the afternoon tomorrow. Now, some of the stronger rain showers or heavier rain showers could mix down some stronger winds here through this evening, so still keeping with some winds gusting to about 30 to 35 miles per hour with the showers as they move in. But after midnight, we could have a period of winds gusting close to 45 miles per hour. Sustained winds from the southeast anywhere from 10 to 20 up to 25, holding temperatures today in the 50s. We're at 53 in Rockford, 51 in Rochelle, 50 in DeKalb, 51 for our weather watcher Terry down in Genoa. Southeasterly wind at 18 miles per hour, 44/100ths of an inch of rain so far from what has come down today. Rainy look out there on our SkyTrack camera up in Beloit. You can see some of that steadier rainfall moving in, and this is something that'll continue here as we look out ahead of that area of low pressure. Now, as we get further into the evening, I think we'll start to see the rain begin to pick up here. After sunset, as we get closer to midnight, there's actually some drier air that wraps in, so that'll cut off that steady rainfall, and we'll keep just a few scattered rain showers here through the overnight tonight. Going into tomorrow, as that low pressure system moves closer to us, there's a very small window where we could see a strong storm or two, especially east of I-39 with some gusty winds before that threat shifts to the east out closer towards Chicago and Indiana. Officially, high temperatures tomorrow are in the 50s, but as cooler air wraps in, what we'll notice are temperatures dropping back. So we'll hit about 50, 51 through noon, and then those numbers will settle into the 40s by tomorrow afternoon. When we look at that severe threat for tomorrow, greatest risk out from Chicago back out to the east, but again, that isolated threat from about 8 o'clock tomorrow up until about 11 tomorrow morning. After that, temperatures will drop, but we do get a warm up here as we head in towards the end of the week. Just a small chance for a couple of showers that'll take us through Easter weekend.
Definitely a wet and soggy night ahead. Candace, thanks.
Scott's next with sports. He'll have the latest on what Bears GM Ryan Poles is saying about the Justin Fields trade.
And a former North Boone pitcher is now off to a sizzling start in his college career.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
Justin Fields hasn't been a Chicago Bear for 9 days now, but Ryan Poles is still having to answer questions about Fields. Today at the NFL owners meetings in Orlando, Poles said he was expecting the trade market to be a bit higher for Fields than a conditional 4th-round draft pick.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised, but you know, as you do research and you have conversations, you have to kind of adjust to the market. But I think just with, you know, how other teams are built, because if you look at the beginning, you know, there's probably teams that are looking at the draft for guys to fill in. On the back end, the playoff teams probably have someone in place. So it really was a smaller pool, you know, of teams.
The owners made one significant rule change today at the meetings. They have banned hip drop tackles. That's when tacklers lift off their feet and use their hips to fall on a ball carrier's knees or lower legs. NIU's football team is set to open up spring practices tomorrow. There will be 14 in all before they wrap up with their spring showcase event on Saturday, April 27th. The biggest question mark for the Huskies is who will be the starting quarterback this fall. Rocky Lombardi has used up his eligibility. The process of finding his replacement begins tomorrow morning with that first practice. And Thomas Hammock says he's going to take his time letting this thing play itself out. Former North Boone pitching standout Chandler Olderman is adjusting to Major College Baseball just fine. He's only a true freshman, but Saturday, Olderman pitched an 8-inning no-hitter for Middle Tennessee State against Liberty University. The game was stopped after 8 innings by the 10-run rule, with Middle Tennessee State leading 10-0. Olderman struck out 11 batters in those 8 innings. Now, this was the first no-hitter by a Middle Tennessee State pitcher in 20 years. Olderman is now 2-1 this season with 31 strikeouts and 23 innings of work. He's holding opposing batters to a .211 batting average. And thanks to his no-hit effort, Olderman today was named the Conference USA Pitcher of the Week. It was a good weekend as well for former Boylan Titans basketball standout Peyton Kennedy. She led the St. Louis Billikens to a second-round win in the women's NIT tournament against Northern Iowa. She scored 19 points. Former Auburn standout Brooklyn Gray scored 6 points in that game. St. Louis will next play this Friday at Purdue Fort Wayne.
It's pretty soggy out there, and that wind really makes it feel a lot colder.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we were in the 50s and didn't quite feel like it, when you have the wind coming in. But yeah, we're really starting to see the rainfall pick up. And it's going to continue here as we go through the better part of this evening. So the good way to follow that, the First Warn Interactive Radar, always on mystateline.com. You can see some of the orange showing up. Yeah, those are those heavier bands of rain. Visibility will be knocked down underneath some of the heavier rainfall, not expecting any severe weather, but some of the heavier showers may be able to pull down some of the stronger winds from above. Now, temperatures tonight will stay close to 50. In fact, we'll briefly rise into the low 50s before noon tomorrow, but some colder air coming in will knock that temperature down tomorrow. Could see an isolated shower early on, drying out Wednesday, Thursday.
All right, thanks, Candace.
World News Tonight's up next. We'll see you back here at 6.